Good morning, folks. I know everybody's been kind of curious, so we'll see if we get a few people in here. Figured I'd maybe give everybody a tour of the new property. Good morning, good morning. I don't know how it's going to go going live from this property. I've never gone live from this property, but I do have fairly decent signal over here, so we'll see how it does. Been busy, busy, busy. This here's the hay that I just finished baling up about 9 o'clock last night in this patch. There's 115 bales out here in this patch. Excuse me. Right down yonder's kind of the northwest corner of the property. There's a creek down there in that corner. Right there where all them trees are, that big valley, I'd like to eventually I'm gonna end up putting a pond in down there. Ought to be a good place for a pond. Should catch quite a bit of runoff off this field. It has been a challenge baling the hay on this property. I've talked to the original owner who settled this property in 1880. That's the people that I bought it from. They actually settled this in 1880. And this property has never ever been hay property. So the hay it's never been cut like this for hay. So there is all kinds. You see these patches out here in the middle that didn't get mowed? That's because there's sticks and brush and logs and everything else. There's another one right here. It's just laying right out here in the middle of the dadgum field. So when you come through here mowing, you gotta really be paying attention for all the junk that's out here in the field everywhere. But this is what I just finished mowing and baling last night. That there would be my north property line there. and you see this here where the grass turns green right here. I baled all that off about a month ago, and that's what's coming back. It's all looking really, really good. I don't know if you can see it way out there in the distance. That's my camper and kind of where I've got everything set up for right now. Up there a little closer to the road. We get a little rain out here, and this here that I just baled off will end up looking like that other does. Hopefully the grass will come on and it'll green up and be looking like the other. Their bull farm truck pulling the hay rake. I ain't seeing any comments, if anybody's commenting. Oh, there it is. Hey Gator Girl, how are you? Kind of giving a show around to some of the new property up here that I got. I've been out here for pretty near a month now trying to get this thing under control where I can... Oh! Yeah, we got lots of armadillo holes where I can try to get this thing under control and get some fence built. Start getting things moving forward where we can get moved out here. There's a lot of brush and timber. All that brush over there is my west property line. There's a whole lot of dead trees out here because the guy that was renting this property had the property aerial sprayed. They came in and sprayed it from the air to kill off the weeds, and when they did, they killed all the hedge trees. There's a whole lot of dead trees in here now that all got killed off at the same time they did the spraying. So I'll have a heck of a mess trying to get that all cleaned up, but that can wait till after we get here. Like I said, right there's my west property line. Just got a whole lot of brush in it. This here is the only patch that I got. I've got 2 patches left to mow and bale. This here is one of them. It just goes from here down there to up there to the road where the trees are. It's not too big of a patch. It shouldn't take too long. It's kind of crazy out here because there's a lot of it's all prairie grass. So you see them purple flowers right there. Those are all native legumes. It's all native grasses out here. So it's kind of it's probably going to kind of be a challenge to figure all this out because I've never had to deal with native grasses before. But I got a workshop seminar I'm supposed to go to here in a couple weeks that is being put on by Kansas Grassland Association. It's all about the native grasses and how to take care of them. See, there's some right. Yeah, where'd it go? You see the purple flowered legumes right there? They're really pretty, but I don't know if the cows eat them or not. My cows are kind of spoiled. I don't know how they'll do over here. Guess we'll see. There's a pond down there by the road. There's 2 ponds actually down there. I got to put in a couple more ponds yet. But I got that patch there to mow off and bale. And then this patch right here. The last 2 patches that I got to mow and bale. But see, just like this, there's just brush laid out here in the middle of the field. So when you're mowing through here, you really gotta watch what you're doing. Makes it kind of challenging. There's another pile of brush laying in the middle of the field. They just, I don't know why they left it laying in the middle of the field. I don't know why they didn't haul it back there into the timber somewhere. Then you got these dead hedge sprouts all over from where they sprayed. I'll have to go back and clean them up, pull them out of the ground. I want to put another pond in right here where this big washout's at. But you can see the big difference between the dark green grass over there that I mowed and baled. I baled that off a month ago. You can see a big difference between them. So I'm hoping now that I got this mowed off and cleaned off, and it'll come back looking like that over there, is what I'm hoping. But the owner said they've never done anything with this property but used it for pasture. So it's never been mowed like this. So you got to really watch. There'll be piles of fence here and there. There'll be piles of fence out here. There'll be who knows what you'll find when you're mowing through here. I got them 2 patches to mow. Hopefully I'll get it mowed down today. Get it baled up tomorrow and Wednesday. And then I got to go back to the house in Missouri and try to get some things done there. And I got to go by the lumber yard there and pick up the lumber and bring back for building my barn over here. I got a buddy that's coming down here in about a week or so, and he's going to help me get my barn built. This here's some of the hay. This hay right here came off of this patch right here. There's 98 bales there that came off of this patch. Like I said, there's 115 bales in that patch that I just mowed, or I just finished baling about 9:30 last night. I had to bring the loader up here, push out some of these trees here so I can make an opening, get into this field. with my equipment. This here I baled off. This here I baled off about, I guess it was 4 or 5 days ago probably. There's 27 bales in this patch. Right over there by where that bale of hay is, well, kind of by where that opening is over there in the trees. Right in there is where we're going to plan on building the house at. So that's where the house will go when we get to that point. But this here is what it looks like before I mow it. Like I said, there's a lot of native grasses and legumes, and that little yellow stuff right there, it's green with little tiny yellow flowers on it. That's called annual broomweed. And I tell you what, you think ragweed pollen is bad, that stuff right there is terrible. It'll burn your eyes like you got itchweed in your eyeballs. But that usually comes on from being overgrazed. They've let the cattle eat the grass down too short. And that's when you usually start getting that stuff into here. So I'm hoping to get rid of a lot of that by cleaning this off like I have. Put another pond in up there, we're up in there somewhere. I'm gonna put another pond in. I plan on splitting this into like 5 different pastures, so I'm gonna try to have a pond in every pasture to water the cattle, and so the cattle can kind of cool off or what have you. So we're headed back east now, headed towards the road, one of the roads. This here's when we put the house in, the driveway will come through here, around behind this pond, and then it'll go through the trees right there, and then kind of circle back to the south to the house. So the house will sit right over there on the other side of those trees. This pond here really needs dug out. I may see if I can rent a big excavator or something and dig that pond out. This pasture here, I baled it off about a month ago also. So it's coming back and looking really good. Hi, Wyoming. This here's all the hay that came off this pasture. There's 46 bales there. So the grass is really coming back in good. Looking really good. I may try to hit it with fertilizer here in the next month or so. That should make it really jump up. I gotta get out here and pull all these little cedar trees out. That's out here in the middle of the dadgum field everywhere. Gotta get that cleaned up. Gotta get new fence put in. Right up there's the corner of the property, kind of like the northeast corner. So it's starting to look a lot better. See, the grass is really coming in good now. There's very few weeds in it, not hardly any weeds in it. The grass is getting up there and choking the weeds out, which is good. That's what you want it to do. You see, there's an armadillo hole. Got a bunch of them around here. Morning, Carol. See the armadillo hole? Got a bunch of them all over the place. Hey, Mona. I don't know, Mona. I'd really like to, but, and I also I gotta be moved over here by November. And I don't have a building built yet. I don't have a fence built yet. I don't have a house built yet. I've been coming over. I've been over here for about a month now, while Norma's been at our house in Missouri, so she can take care of all the animals and all of that stuff. Another pond down there, but the dam washed out of it. I got to get the dam fixed on it. There's a big pile of trees down there. That's a bunch of the trees that I cleared off out of this area right here. They were dead trees. That's my fancy camper. Y'all have seen that in the past. There's the old truck. There's the dump truck. We'll go out here on the road. I'll take you around the corner to see this other corner of the property. Right on the other side of that trailer there's my trusses for my building. My building's going to go right here in my barn. There's all the barn metal I got from Terry up in Wyoming. I brush hogged all this off, got this all cleaned off. I just brush hogged out in the open areas. Trying to get stuff knocked down where I can see what is what. There's two old buildings down here from back in the early 1900s. That's an old granary building there. And then there's a big old barn right there that was built back in probably the early 1900s. I'll probably end up tearing that barn there down. It's about ready to fall down. It needs a lot of work. Hey boys, it needs a lot of work, so I'll probably end up tearing that barn down and using a lot of the barn wood and a lot of the stuff out of it in my new house. I got another pond down here in this corner right behind the barn. But there's a whole lot of brush through here that's got to be cleaned out. that'll take time. I'm not quite so concerned about that right now. I am just getting the fence in and getting some of the other stuff in so that we can get moved over here. Hey Jerry. So back up in that, way up in that corner is where our house will go. Like I said, the driveway will come in from the other side. Yeah, I'm a bouncing. I gotta get this patch mowed off and baled off. And the other patch down here on the corner I gotta get mowed off and baled off. Kind of get cleaned up. There's 2 ponds right there. Can't really see them from here. There's 1 pond and then it overflows to the second pond. And then it comes from the second pond, it overflows and comes out here to the road ditch. Where the culvert is. This is the other patch I gotta get baled. Like I say, I'm gonna try to get it mowed off today and cleaned off, and then maybe tomorrow I can start getting it baled up. But this right here is what the whole place looked like when I started. This right here. So we've come a long ways. I mean, and right here is the property line on the southwest corner. Like I said, right now my main concern is to try to get some fence put in here, some water put in here. The electric supposed to be done, I don't know, here in the next week or so. Supposed to come out and put in my electric pole. That's $8,000. Crazy. Never heard such a thing. There's no electric meter on the property. The electric poles run right down the east side of the property. But for the electric company to come out and put in 1 pole and a transformer and the meter box is $8,000 to have access to their electricity. I mowed all this the other day, all this down along the road. You can see which side of the road's my side of the road. I came out and mowed all down my side. I didn't quite get all the way to the fence because there's all kinds of brush and logs and all kinds of junk piled up along the fence line there. I do have another opening and another driveway to the property back here. So we're getting there. Yeah, I'm gonna try to put in a well. Try to drill a well up by the house, but I don't know if I'll get enough water out of the well to be able to water the cattle also. There's not any wells in this area, so they're not sure if they're going to be able to hit water or not, because there's nothing around here to judge off of. But talking to the previous owner, there's a well, a hand dug well, over there by that barn. I haven't stomped around through the brush and found it yet, but she said there's a well on the north side of that barn right there. She remembers from when she was a little girl that had a concrete top on it and a hand pump. But starting to get some stuff here and getting some things put together. There's old Ollie. It's dusty, dirty, nasty. And see that mud flap down there on the bottom of my tractor, right there on the tongue? I had to put that on there because most of the windrows for the hay are so tall that it all gets caught on my hitch. So I put that mud flap on there so the hay pushes that mud flap up and it don't get caught on the hitch that way. It just kind of rolls on up over top of it. So I do have a lot of work to do, Mona. I have horses, but I don't have any livestock over here right now. I don't have any fence. I don't have any way of keeping anything in over here right now. So they're supposed to come put my power pole in back yonder. So right now it's got to run everything off the generator. So I usually run the generator for a couple hours in the morning and then a couple hours at night to keep the refrigerator cool and what have you. So that's kind of a tour of the new place. We've done a lot of work already and got a lot of work yet to go. But it's coming along. I just kind of figured I'd jump on this morning. Figured I'd jump on this morning and kind of show everybody what we got to deal with over here. I know it'll eventually come together, but It's going to take a while. Well, I got a lot of fencing to do. About, I don't know, 4 miles probably. About 4 miles of fence to build probably. I don't know if we're going to have the house done by winter or not. I'm pushing for it, but if I at least get the barn built, we'll have the barn in for bringing the goats over and bringing all the animals over. And if we don't have the house done by winter, then we'll probably end up parking the camper inside the barn for the winter and staying in the camper, because I'll have a wood stove in the barn, and that way I can keep the barn warm, and then we can just open the windows on the camper. You're right, Wyoming, it don't look the same at all as it did the day I got it. I tell you what, all the neighbors have came by and they're just like, holy cow, you're making a huge change over here. And it's like all I'm doing is mowing off the grass, baling up the hay. You know, I mean, I really haven't done anything major yet other than mow the grass. And the original owners, they've been out here 2 or 3 times since I've been here. They come out every so often and check on me and visit, but the lady I bought one of these halves from, her grandparents are the ones that settled all this, and she's probably mid-70s, and it was her grandparents that settled this property in 1880. But every time she comes out here, she's just so happy. She's like, this place is looking so nice. She says, it's really looking good. She's like, you're doing a wonderful job out here. So they come out here and go fishing every once in a while in that pond back there behind the tractor. So I try to kind of keep the grass mowed around that pond so they could come out and fish in it. She talked to me the day that we bought this property and wanted to know if she could still come out here and go fishing, and yeah, I don't have near as many trees as what I had at my other property, but there's more trees on this property than most all the other properties out here in this area. So that's one reason why we wanted this property, because it does have quite a few trees on it. But I didn't know all the trees were dead when I bought this property. I didn't know that until after this property was bought. So I've got there's a lot of cleaning up to do, but like I said, that will come in time. Yeah, I've got 4 ponds here on the property now. I think they all have fish in them, because the owners come out here and fish in all those ponds. And I gotta fix this pond that the dam broke in, and then I gotta build 3 more ponds. So I'm gonna put a gutter system on my barn when I build it, to where I can collect the rainwater off of the barn into an underground cistern, and then I'll pump the water out of that cistern for water the goats and the chickens and all that stuff. And then I'm gonna try to drill a well for the house, and then one of the other ponds I put in, I'll probably put a pipe in the pond through the dam and hook it to a pump, and then I'll put stock tanks in, just like what I have at my old place, and then try to pump the water from that pond to the stock tanks for the cattle. So that's kind of my intentions. So it's looking a lot different around here, but I just kind of wanted to jump on and show everybody what we've got to contend with. But right now I've got 115, be 212, 260. I've got about 285 bales of hay over here on the ground right now. I'm making you tired, Jerry. Well, I ain't even doing nothing right now. I haven't got started yet. I gotta take the baler off the tractor. Well, I really need to fire up my semi and get the air hose out and blow off the baler and blow off the tractor and kind of clean a bunch of the dust and dirt off, and then unhook the baler and hook on my mower, and then I can go get started mowing the last 2 patches I was showing you. Get that mowed down, and then take the mower back off, put the baler back on, so tomorrow I can start raking it and baling it. Yeah, I have a lot of work planned, Jerry. There ain't no doubt about that. Wyatt thinks I need some worms for fishing. Supposedly there's supposed to be a lot of bass in this one pond. I don't know. I asked the owners when she comes out here fishing, and she said there's some pretty good bass in that pond, but she usually don't keep none of them. She said she usually just catches them and throws them back. But it's just kind of relaxing for them to come back out here, and they live in town, so about 10 miles away, so they can come back out here and kind of have some peace and quiet and be fishing. But she had asked me if she could come out here and go fishing the day that I bought this property, and I told her, I said, shoot, your family's the one that settled this property in 1880. I said, you're more than welcome to come out here and go fishing anytime you want. I mean, I'm not that big of an asshole. I'm not going to tell her she can't come out here and go fishing. Yeah, I'm sure they got lots of memories. When the mom comes out here, the one that's 70, I think she's 74 or 5. When she comes out here, she's always telling me stories about a lot of the history of this property. So it's really, really neat to sit down and talk to her and listen to her and kind of find out the history and what all they've done, you know. But you know, they didn't have any equipment, they didn't have any nothing, so they couldn't take care of the property, so they've been just renting the property to a neighbor, and he hasn't done anything with it but put his cows in here and let them eat the grass until there ain't no grass left, eat it down into the dirt, and then he sprayed and killed all the trees. But as you can see, some of the trees, like that one there, see how it's starting to sprout back on one side? So it has some life left in it. And that one there, how it's starting to sprout back out. So those trees I'll leave. I won't bulldoze them out. I'll leave them there and hope for the best. Hope they eventually come back. I mean, a lot of the trees are dead. They'll never come back, but there's a few that are starting to kind of green back up, so I'll leave them, because I mean I'm going to have shade trees out here for the cattle. That's my big thing. You know, it gets 105 degrees out here all the time in the summertime, so the cows really need some shade trees, you know. That, or I may end up having to build some portable shade, sun shades for the cattle that I can put out here in the pasture. That it's basically like a building. It's like a building on skids, but it has a tarp roof on it, a canvas roof, and it just gives a shade spot where the cows can get in the shade when it gets too hot. So I may end up having to build some of them. I don't know. Yeah, there's a lot of firewood here, Jerry. Firewood and fence posts. A lot of the bigger trees over there, they'll make fence posts. I'll cut fence posts out of whatever I can and sell the fence posts. I guess I may have to go in the firewood selling business. So like I said, I just kind of wanted to jump on this morning and show everybody what we got out here, but I'm gonna have to get back to work. So I really appreciate y'all coming in, and sorry I haven't been live in a while. As you can see, I've been kind of busy. I've done brought 5 semi loads of equipment over here. I've done brought 5 semi loads of equipment over here. 3 trailer loads of equipment and stuff over here, supplies and tools and everything else. And so I'm starting to get some stuff here where at least I can, you know, like the other day, not the day before yesterday, I was out there baling hay, and I had a bearing go out on my baler. So it's kind of nice to be able to just pull the baler up here and change the bearing and go right back to the field baling hay, because I have the bearings here and I got all my tools here now, so I got stuff here where I could do that. When I first came out here, I ran over a deer shed. With one of my back tractor tires. My tire went flat, so I didn't have none of my tools here, no nothing. So I had to go up to the neighbor's house, borrow tools from the neighbor so I could patch my tire, break my tire down, patch my tire. So, knock on wood, I haven't had any more issues with that, but I do have all my stuff here now where I could do that without having to go ask the neighbors for help. I can't believe Jerry's never had s'mores. Must definitely be a city girl. You gotta toast the marshmallows, put them on a graham cracker, and put a Hershey's bar on with it. Make a graham cracker sandwich with the toasted marshmallow and a Hershey's bar. Yeah, I don't know when the rally's gonna be here. Like I said, I got a whole lot here to try to get done. Like I said, my buddy that I went to service with, he came down a couple weeks ago and helped me get a bunch of stuff moved over here. He pulled my camper, my horse trailer, my flatbed trailer and stuff over here for me. And helped me load and unload my semi-trailer. We got a bunch of stuff moved over here while he was here. We got a bunch of stuff moved while he was here. He's supposed to come back here in a week or so. And then he's going to help me try to get the building built. So anywho, I better be getting back to work. I've come a long ways over here already, but I got a long ways to go yet. Gotta keep my head to the grindstone, try to keep this going. I want to try to have all the hay baled by Wednesday or Thursday so I can go back to Missouri, pick up all my lumber and stuff for my building and some other stuff there, and see what all I need to do in Missouri. I may have to move cows around, I don't know. And I'll stay over there for 3 or 4 days and then come back here. And then I got that grazing management seminar up by Junction City, Kansas on the 18th and 19th I'm going to go to. Let's see if I can learn something. Well, you're going to have to try them, Jerry. So anyhow, I really appreciate y'all coming in and taking the grand tour with me today. And Norma's at work, but I guarantee when she gets out of work, she'll watch this. She'll be pretty excited. She's ready to move over here right now. But I don't have this property ready for us to move over here right now. So she'll be pretty excited to see the difference that we've made. I know, it's been bouncing around. I don't have my tripod over here. I don't have a phone holder over here. I don't have nothing over here. So y'all just had to bounce around everywhere today. So anyway, I appreciate y'all coming in, and I'm gonna get off here and get back to work. I got a lot to get done yet today. I probably won't get done until 8 or 9 o'clock tonight. So I appreciate y'all coming and visiting with me. So all right, we'll talk to you all later.